Hello guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of League of Legends. This is like the second episode in 2 days, and I hope that's a good sign of me getting into the game a little bit more. It's gonna be AP Ezreal, and I had fair warning beforehand. I'm no expert in like builds or stuff. I'm definitely not an expert in AP Ezreal. You might have seen my AP/AD Ezreal Mid video that I did a while ago. Maybe I'll link it in the comments if I remember. It was quite it didn't go bad, but it was like it was a mess. It was a huge mess. It might be a fun video if you're into that. And then like third of all, I guess I'd say I do pretty well this game, but it's not like I'm solo carrying this, so if that's what you're looking for, well, I guess you hardly ever solo carry anymore. Anyway, enemy team invades, of course, AP Ezreal, or Ezreal in general. I'm not sure if they know I'd be AP at this point. Not the strongest of junglers, especially not early on. Later on it's just AP Ezreal, that's pretty scary. At all times. So basically they invade. I was typing that I wanted to start with my blue because I was afraid that I would be invaded. And you know, if you start Gromp and then you do blue with half health and like Nocturne comes, you're basically fucked. So I was typing that and like I almost walked straight into them anyway. Anyway, they leave the jungle, so we just kind of start just hoping for the best. Tam's nice enough to help me. I'm gonna take pretty decent amount of damage because, like I said, not the strongest early jungle. Of course, as AP Ezreal, you even start with your Q. And you're not even gonna take W for quite a while, even though you're AP. At least that's the way I built my AP Ezreal. Here I'm not using my E, which would have definitely helped. Okay, there I do. Because I feel like I need it to survive this camp. Because I figured I'd need it in case whatever his name, Nocturne, would show up. Which luckily for us he didn't. I still had my flash. I might have been able to do it without E-ing, but it would have been very risky, especially if like Nocturne would come and flash, do whatever, I'd be dead basically. Anyway, so the way I chose to like build my AP Ezreal early on, going base by the way for the upgraded potion because like I said, early clear pretty weak, or not, yeah, upgraded potion, is I start out with like a decent amount of extra AD, I forgot the exact amount, and then some, I think scaling AP, but it might be flat AP. And I take armor and no magic resist. That's basically what I did. If I remember, once again, if I remember, I'll put my match history in the comments. It should be in there. For my Masteries, I basically just did something because for the first time I went to AP Ezreal, I was like, oh, I need this. I was like, oh no, wait, I need this. Oh no, and then like I ended up with, I think I ended up with 1866, 618.6. I think it might be 618.6. Anyway, like I'll post that as well. Early clear going, you know, pretty decent. Once you've got like the potion, you're pretty okay. The smiting the Crux is also pretty nice because your Q also counts as an auto attack. I believe. Basically, early on, like I'm still pretty low, but I should be able to put some distance between me and Nocturne if he comes. Especially if I also have the CDR from blue buff. And basically early on I'm not gonna do very much unless I find like a really obvious chance to gank. In the meantime we get second blood as well in mid lane. I think Yasuo went aggressive onto Brand and then it didn't work out for him. Then top lane we have Lowy versus Lowy, and our Lowy doesn't have smite, which should put us at a disadvantage, and the disadvantage is already clear, especially also because Lowy got first blood gold on the first kill on Tam. So you have to lead it basically everywhere, so she should be dominant. I just come in here, poke Brent a little bit. I don't want to take too many damage, but he's also kind of low on mana, so I figured I could. And then I'm just gonna hold the lane for Yasuo. We'll see that these minions, these 2 casters, won't be walking into tower range, so I don't really need to be there. Yasuo can clear those up. And I'm just continue farming with scuttles. I'm gonna take a sip of iced tea. I don't know, I always like to have a drink, and I think I almost always drink. It's not like... I think I might be able to do it, but my throat would get like really sore, and I don't think that would make a lot of sense either. Anyway, like you can see, it's, once you have the Hunter's Potion or something, yeah, Hunter's Potion. I'm not too familiar with all the new items and stuff yet, I'm sorry. Clear is pretty decent, you get like decent sustain. And you can just clear around a little bit. The main thing you want to reach is level 6 and your Runeglaive enchantment. Of course, when you can pick up the new jungle item, whatever it's called, Tracker's Knife. I mean, to me it seems like anything that's not Tracker's Knife is obsolete. Nocturne doesn't think so. I mean, I would say that the value you get from like having a half a side stone on your jungle item is just too good to pass up. Especially of course as Ezreal is also like a decently weak jungler. The extra vision is really gonna help you not die in your own jungle, as well as it's gonna give you help you keep your lane safe. Like, well, you're not ganking for them because you're not like, you know, you could, especially with red buff, and like if you could keep your distance, or they probably don't have a big chance to kill you, or like the laner has enough damage. Like, there's opportunities, but you really don't want to take. You don't want to go in with a lot of, with very little health. Can't commit. Or like at full health, but like in combo reach of someone who could almost one-shot you. So yeah, basically waiting for level 6. It's the ult is like basically the most fun thing of playing Ezreal anyway. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for, at least before I really. And still then, like, the ult adds to my chances of killing someone when I go for a gank or try to hold lane in 1v1, something like that. So that's what you're seeing here. I'm just looking if I can mess with the Nocturne and take the scuttles. But in the end I chose to go for the mid lane and maybe pick my level 6 up here. Ren shows up, he's level 7, so don't really want to mess with that. Doesn't have like a lot of mana regen yet. But he has enough for a combo, surely. I hit my level 6, Yasuo is coming, but the wave is already in the turret range, so I might as well take it. As well as I can. This minion somehow does not reach turret range, so I can just take it as well. I'm not sure what Yasuo was doing. I was thinking he was maybe typing and somehow had everybody on mute, but I checked and it didn't, so everybody was like... I didn't read any chat though, so it was kind of weird. It's like... It felt like I had everybody muted, but like I made sure and unmuted everyone again and still was no chat, I don't think. Anyway... just gonna go, you know, continue jungle rounds, pick up the blue buff, and I wonder if I'm sitting on enough gold. Yeah, there should be enough gold. I'm pretty sure to pick up Runeglaive. This has been doing a pretty decent job of farming everything, basically. And at this point the jungle isn't really that scary anymore. Of course it still kinda is because you can see me going low, but I don't think I consistently use like full charges on my potion or anything either. Basically I'm looking for something to gank, but I'm not really finding any lane that would be really suited. Bot lane is like constantly pushed in, of course it's Vayne versus Caitlyn, so that's kind of what you expect. Then of course there's I don't remember at all, whatever. Basically I miss my smite here. And of course Nocturne thinks he has a chance, so he goes on me. The only thing I have over him is a potion, but I don't have an unusable smite. But it's enough for me to you know, the whole combo for me is enough to kite him around and kill him in the end. So basically that's like a clear sign to just not be in my jungle for Nocturne. Please don't ever do that again. Mid lane roamed. Brand is also here. Down just face checked it, so it's like, what the fuck are you doing? But actually, He's tanky enough, so that's pretty impressive. And he's gonna get the kill as well. And get away with like, how much health? 60 health. So yeah, basically I was talking about the lanes. And I'm just going base, so I might as well. Bot is constantly pushed in, so there's like theoretically a chance. But as Ezreal, you don't really want to be at the wrong side of a gank, you know? You don't want to get 2v1, just killed immediately and then have like your team not able to chase. And whenever I was close, I felt like my team was slightly too close to, you know, slightly too far to really follow up if I just walk in as Ezreal. Of course they have Braum, so he can like mitigate all my damage, so it could be really useful for me to go in there. Mid lane should be doable. Brand might have a chance to like do a lot of damage to me if I'm like not careful. But I have an E which really helps, of course, versus like the skill shot based Brand. And top lane is basically a mirror matchup, and like those are so shitty. I don't, you know, they're so awkward. My Illaoi basically at this point doesn't stand a chance against their Illaoi. And I'm not feeling at this point like me joining in there is really gonna. It's like I feel like the best thing that can happen is like go 1-for-1, and basically that's not really worth it. So I'm just really power farming, trying to get some items. Got my Runeglaive now. I'm just shuffling this out because Illaoi did use to use her teleport. You know, the only summoner advantage she has over their Illaoi. So I just shove it in. I'm gonna take Scuttles. You know, basically the team, like, we started out really badly, but we're slowly climbing up again. Then Yasuo is also bot, and Brent decided to shove. He's gonna take quite a bit of damage, but if he flashes out, like AP Ezreal, not neither AD Ezreal or AP Ezreal has any crowd control. Like, I have red buff, it's worn out now, but I had red buff at the gank, which is like the only thing I really can do in a gank. Then we come here and we see Noxian going for a gank. Like, the lanes react really weird to it, so I'm coming around to the side as well, but I'm feeling already like I'm getting caught off here. But we started the fight out really well. I'm not hitting a whole lot, actually. Missing. My cooldowns also aren't up enough. And then this is quite awkward. We should be able to, like, this was nice. Yeah, so like luckily like down skill shot came up first and he hit it, so he got the kill. Then like he saved me, and of course I'm just gonna shoot my ult because it was almost off cooldown. But I was expecting Caitlyn to just base or something and expected her to stand here. I could maybe have stood here, would have given me a better chance to shoot my ult, but it might not have killed her anyway. Save of Feisty. In the meantime, top lane is really getting bullied. Pretty much like you'd sort of expect. But it's a problem, right? And I'm just not sure about the extent to which I can really contribute to helping it. But since I have to be topside anyway because my red buff is here, I am gonna give it a try. Their Illaoi is like 3 levels up on me. But I'll just see what I can do. I got a pink ward, so I'm just gonna place it here. I didn't have enough really to buy any good components, or at least I wanted Ludens and I couldn't get that, so there's that. Then like, this damage is so ridiculous. Like, it's a new champion, right guys, so it has to be fairly ridiculous. And it's like so scary. With like a full combo I could kill her though, like, but I would need to fish in. Then like this Brand guy shows up and I think I dodge him, but then like this happens and my flash was just not up yet. So yeah, basically I felt like I was just being completely useless there, but like at least in mid lane, Jesus. Yasuo did manage to push a bit harder than Brand does when Yasuo roams. It's getting flanked though. Brand is gonna lose out on this farm. Yasuo calling for resistance. Lane's reacting a bit slowly, also because Vayne was like really low. She just did procs. And basically she took a lot of damage doing that. It's a bit of a like scattered fight. Like, many people are not really too seem too interested in fighting this. My ult just went here, you know, completely wrong way. It was shot like 5 minutes ago as well. And basically this is 3v1 with us being low health, so I think that's actually the whole team now. Yeah. Is this a 3v1? I meant 4v3. Vayne does pretty well here, must be said, but of course can't really chase. I'm here for backup, but I don't want to be here at this point either. Of course they're probably gonna do the Drake. But I don't have my ult up. There's a ward here. I don't want to die, so basically I just say, yeah, fuck it. We're not gonna be able to contest this. They take it really quickly as well. I think, like, unless I would have like Eid over here, there was absolutely no chance of contesting anyway. So I'm just gonna try and take my blue buff a bit. Afraid they're gonna try and contest it. I guess the Tam Taxi is waiting for Vayne. Vayne just walks by. Ah man, it sucks. I just threw my ult here to clear the wave, but I took quite a bit of damage because I still didn't Pence W. Then Ilau is gonna do like ridiculous amounts of damage to Yasuo and to me. I kite around the fight a little bit. Yasuo gets one back on Pence, so that's pretty good. But there's no real way I can fight Yasuo. I can take the minion damage though and not have it hit the tower, so the tower will survive. In the meantime, our Ilau is just pushing and pushing and pushing, so that's quite good for her. Their Ilau is decently low, so that gives her a good chance. Of course, Nocturne could be there. Not sure whether our bot lane is either. And basically, I'm just gonna continue farming. I had my smite off, so I can just smite it. Basically, it's not very interesting. You know how jungle clearing works. Yeah, Caitlyn joins in here, so basically this tower is now defended. Did take a lot of damage though. Yeah, Nocturne also has to go back to base. Ilau of course just came from base, so that's pretty good. We can just basically reset. Meantime, bot lane was just pushing, you know, getting more farm and some XP. I'm just farming as well. Like I this whole game I've just been farming. I'm 20 farm up Nocturne, who is like a way better, you know, clear jungler than I am. Of course, he probably ganked a bit more. He's like evolved. Well, he's evolved in 5 kills, and I'm involved in 4, so that's not even too bad. Of course, I do have a global ultimate, but I don't think I was globally involved in any kills. Then the support fight's happening here. Oh, with Brent. And yeah, so actually brought teleport, which is pretty cool. Goes into hell. Tam manages to kill Brent. Someone killed Tam, and then Yasuo killed. Well, you could have read that for yourself. And then like Nocturne also almost dies. I'm just helping here, you know. I had my Croc Smite buff. Yasuo's gonna lifesteal off of this. I'm just gonna shove the minion wave back in. If I can W Yasuo, he gets quite a bit of attack speed and has a decent amount of flat AD, so he can do decent damage. Of course, I do pretty no, I wouldn't say decent damage, but I do damage to towers. Let's put it like that. And basically, even though I haven't done that much, like I've basically just been hanging around, not like trying. Basically, I've just been trying not to die. The game is going pretty well, of course. Yasuo does deserve a lot of credit for it. Tam definitely does so as well. Even Vayne, Vayne is also playing pretty well. Ilau doesn't have the best game, but she was put in a really difficult situation. It does actually looks like she has decent items compared to Ilau, but Ilau is sitting on a lot of gold still, so I guess that's where that deficit comes from. We kill Ilau in our jungle, that's pretty nice. Doesn't even look like she really killed anyone. Then like their mid lane, they were pushing with like Caitlyn and I think also Brent and Braum as well. There's too many champions whose name starts with B. Like I can't do it anymore. You hear me being confused about Bard, Brent, Braum all the time. It's not gonna get better either. Basically because we had 4 people in jungle and I already used my ult to clear this once, they were still able to pick up a mid turret. There might be catches though in the mid lane. There's a fight at least for sure. Vayne choosing to go with Trinity Force, which is something, especially for a first time, that I haven't seen in a long while. But you know, doing pretty well with it. Then like this was very unlucky with Tam dying to Bard or Brent. See, this is what's happening. With Tam dying to Brent. Basically he couldn't block the shot for Vayne, and basically that was a 2 for 1. Then Yasuo goes in and makes a play. Gets another 2 kills. I got an assist on one of my ultimates, so yay. Then like Ilaoi's bullshit damage is just gonna come in, and there's nothing I can do. I'm also out of mana, so yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near this. The Nocturne's gonna come in, and he has his ult, but you know, the ult range is like retardedly low. I mean, it's not entirely retardedly low because like part of it is still global, and like it would be pretty scary if we just could choose like the gank bot lane from here or something. But it is one of the reasons I don't really like playing Nocturne. Like, you basically have to already be next to someone to ult. That's what it feels like sometimes. Anyway, I survived. I based. I picked up a Luden's Echo in the meantime. Not sure. Like, I picked up the whole thing in one go, I think. Yeah, and you know, still sitting on tier 1 boots, but you know, Nocturne does different efforts. Still ahead on in that aspect. I also can take all my blue buffs because Yasuo of course doesn't need them, which is also pretty nice for me. Gives me some CDR, which is nice. Not sure what's happening here. Gives me some CDR. I'm gonna use my ult to clear. And you know, sometimes I just shoot it to see what I can hit, like walking around in mid lane. I also just use it to clear, like the combo clear, and then there's like a fight in jungle where Lao just goes off again. I come in to help, but I don't really do that much. Yasuo just walked in to clear the way, so I'm not sure, you know, what the idea was there. I do pretty decent damage at this point. Like, I think that you could see that, but I can't walk into Lao at all. Like, retarded damage. Nocturne, don't really care about, but like this brush was for the longest time not warded. I don't think this ward could like exactly see past this point or something, so I wasn't sure who was there. Then like there's this scattered fight here, where Vayne does a good job of like dodging everything, which is really nice. But she does get a kill back for that, so that's basically a 1v1. She is gonna die to the Ignite. Ignite coming from our Loud or teleporting. And we basically just got a free Drake for that. I'm just gonna leave this to Yasuo as well, because basically because he's been doing well. Gonna shoot my ultimate, gonna completely miss it of course, because it wouldn't be fun if you hit all your ultimates. And I think what you can see is somehow a mix of me going low doing certain camps and me regenerating quite a bit from certain camps as well, and like supplementing that with my Hunter's Potion to basically stay at full health. I think I can finish something here, which is like the only real reason for me to go base. Aside from that, distance camp is already taken, so I would have had to walk this part anyway, so it's almost as efficient to walk like this. Looks like I just got boots, and I might have just upgraded to the Oracle Lens, because like I'm not used to having this and immediately having to switch to this. It's also because by now you don't upgrade your normal trinket anymore, which used to be something I like got a big advantage from all the time, being the only one in the game doing that almost. I'm not used to doing this anymore very well, but of course, if you already have sides stones here, you might wish to change to another item. Not that I made like super good use of this either. Well, I did make a lot of use of my other trinket ward, but we'll leave it in the middle for now. But now my clear is pretty good. My ult does quite a lot of damage. Gonna pick up an assist there on that one, and also on this one. And like Caitlyn has reasons to be scared of Yasuo, but Yasuo didn't want to go for that. Of course, I also do like really good damage. Flash Lick from town doesn't succeed. I think Yasuo just goes super deep to yeah, does Yasuo stuff. They're a bit deep, down just walks through the turret. Me and Vayne just got this turret, of course. I can give Vayne more attack speed, so that also really helps with taking out turrets. Basically 5 people here, and I can give some attack speed, so we should be easily able to take this. Then Brand comes into defend, but he does take slow. Stubble does get one with his ultimate, and looks like he will just about survive. No, dies to the red buff. Glad I gave that to Vayne. Of course, we're all kind of low, so we don't really want to fight this, but we do kind of want to fight this. And early on we succeed quite well, but I feel like we're going way to him. Then like Derry Lowry comes in, and he's like, Vayne goes like pretty ham though, and like really does plays pretty well. Lowry's still alive. I'm not gonna take this because I'm also dead if I take that. So yeah, hell no. And I'm just gonna walk off, see if I can get to like a range where I can assume I'm safe to base, because there's like low mana, low health, there's not much I can do. Same thing for Ezreal, he wasn't like low mana, low health, but he would have to go really deep to do anything there. And of course, because we just lost a total of 3 people, Tam having respawned by now, and of course not seeing them, we are of course afraid that they might be doing Nashor. So it was pinged, and I could have chose to shoot my ulti just to check it, but I figured it would not be quick enough to do it without, you know, Tam being able to place a ward, and then like I could still use my ult to try and steal it. They take a lot of damage. I think Nocturne is also like bot lane or something stupid. Oh no, he's here. He's here. Basically, they take too much damage. Like me and Tam are able to scare them off. Nashor also, of course, Yasuo is taking the inhib in the meantime. So that puts us in a pretty good situation. I call for Baron here, because I expect him almost all to have returned. But we're like walking around a bit slowly. Like Vayne is going here, like Vayne would like be almost the ideal person to help take us down. But like with 2 tanks it should probably be doable, so we do start it. Yasuo was still just distracting people in bot lane. It's gonna go 1-for-1 I think. Yeah, doing a really good job. I shoot my ulti just with it, but that doesn't really matter even. What matters for us is the Baron at this point. Vayne is also split pushing, but you know, he's probably not really gonna get anything. Does find Nocturne. Basically, yeah, their whole team was base, so I'm not sure. It does do really good damage though. That's pretty insane. If not for the freeze, you might have even got Nocturne as well. Goes 1-for-1 as well. We get the Nashor though, and basically Nashor on 3. Not the 3 people who have been in lane most or split pushing most, but still it's pretty nice. And a gold, of course, is always welcome. I choose to go with the Void Staff here, not because I'm seeing a whole lot of magic resist on their team, but just to be ready for it, because I figured that with the amount of stats already that Illaoi had, I figured it would be very efficient for her to go for a Spirit Flash. Of course, I'm not hitting her that much, so she might not realize that I'm actually hitting pretty hard at this point. You might be able to see. Brand, where's your health bar? So yeah, basically half of his health. And even versus Illaoi I do pretty good damage as well, it's just that she has a lot of health. So I basically wanted to preempt Illaoi going for Spirit Flash, because I just figured that would make sense. I figured that Nocturne should be going tank, and of course he is sitting on the Giant's Belt. I'm not sure what he was sitting on before. But basically he's so far behind, he has to go for a Giant's Belt. At this point, like, he can't duel almost anyone. And you know, I take the Tam Taxi over to bot lane, but it's a very like spread fight. Vayne is still in mid lane dealing with Brand. Has shown that she does pretty decent job of dealing with Brand, but there's Illaoi in her back, so she's probably screwed. Does do a pretty decent job of everything, but it's not super likely to survive. Yeah, Nocturne ult. I don't even think we really got anything in bot lane either. The lane like mixed entry does allow me to pick up Brand just with the E and Ludens. And basically we've got a force big enough to push for the Nexus turrets here. Of course I give attack speed buff, yeah, so that's quite a lot of damage, but Illaoi comes in. I still have Baron buff, but you know, we can't really deal with Illaoi. Then Tam dies, basically sacrifices himself, and we just have to get out. I'm trying to kite here. I'm not too afraid of this shot. Then like Illaoi comes in as well, but is she gonna take the fight? She probably shouldn't. She does take the fight, so I am there to help. But basically this is not the fight we want to take. She's taking a lot of damage. She's basically already dead. And now it's just up to me to try and escape. Of course Yasuo is doing a good job of distracting, meaning that Nocturne and Braum don't chase me and go for this. He's even probably gonna take the turret here. So Yasuo's pressure and like 1v5 potential is carrying us at this point. And you know, this is like the only good instance of me ulting. No, it's not the only one. Finally get the cross map kill with my ultimate. And then of course I use it to pick up dragon sneakily as well at the same time. So that basically doesn't leave any objectives for them. Mid lane is pushed far to their territory, staying for bot lane. Top lane was pushed against us, but Vayne is already pushing it out. It basically doesn't leave her a chance to collapse, but does make it so that the wave is going to take a long time to reach our turret. Meantime, 4 of us have respawned. Of course, I have pretty decent wave clear when my ulti is up, which is like not on a super long cooldown. 72. I'm not sure if that counts my CDR. How much CDR do I have? I don't even have that much. I have 10% CDR. It didn't feel like it does on a super long cooldown. Let's just put it like that. So basically, we're also just farming, except for Vayne, of course, because Vayne likes going pretty ham. Lowie's damage though, like those tentacles are just ridiculous. Does get a kill there, but basically dies afterwards. I do think that's weird because that does mean that Yasuo basically has no one to really be afraid of. Same for me, especially when guarded by Tam and Lowie doing a pretty decent job of surviving this. And like the flank comes in, and basically I'm just gonna miss like a whole lot of skill shots here. At least like on the important people. Do flash out of the fear, like this is going pretty well, but here we miss like both abilities on the Nocturne. And then I should have stood here, like allowed to take the Kate ult, but it was already Eing out. Caitlyn came and made it a 4v5, but it already didn't matter that much anymore, I don't think. Yeah, so is splitting, but he should be in danger, people should be returning, so I imagine he will be trying to return. Does get a good windfall onto the brown Q. Might just be escaping. Once again though, like always push no like Baron or Dragon up. Does mean we're not getting punished as hard for like all these mistakes we are making. Finish voice stuff. Going for the Sonya's now. Because I've been dying a couple of times, well basically I was probably still in combat, but like I've died here once, I think. Maybe not. I've died here like this time. Basically I've died twice, so basically yeah, I died here. And well, Sonya's would probably not have allowed me to escape that. But I feel like Sonya's might be useful, let's put it like that. Yeah, basically I think the point of this game is like either waiting for Nash to be up and baiting that, or just splitting them into such a state where they just lose their 2 open inhibs. Sieging probably not gonna be too effective. Straight up sieging. But we might have decent enough engage to do straight up fight, I'm not entirely sure. Vayne is splitting though, but like reasonable vision. Illaoi is there for backup. Yasuo and Tam in mid, rotating between the 2 open inhibitors, and I'm just walking in, seeing if there's anything I can still do, be useful anywhere. Then like 3 people go straight for Illaoi. Illaoi does choose to take the fight because he's in the corridor, so she's spawning quite a lot of tentacles. Vayne can join though because he's called off by 2 players, and I'm just basically gonna fuck up pretty bad here. I do a lot of damage to Nocturne. Basically I then just got locked in a CC chain that I'm not getting out of. Tam came to my rescue, but also didn't manage to like finish me off. Illaoi is here, basically just shitting all over everybody because you know, no champion has to be super strong. We almost got 3. But basically we didn't achieve much except for Yasuo, of course, split pushing, does get an inhib. Brand is coming for the defense, but since Yasuo already had this stuff stacked up, it's gonna get the ult off, then gets double kill, like good champion. Then Illaoi comes, and basically I'm not sure if Yasuo wants to deal with Illaoi. It does put the windwall, but it doesn't actually block the tentacles. I guess they're not ranged attacks. And basically just dies to the ridiculous tentacle damage. Doesn't get in, it does put some damage onto it, but it shouldn't be enough. And of course Nash is up again. We have 3 up, but we're kinda late. I'm not finished Sonya's yet. I'm getting my elixir, yeah, I'm getting my elixir. So we need vision on Baron. Their jungler isn't up though, but still, you know, they could probably do it. They have decent damage for now. Illaoi gets caught out. I try and help, but I do decent damage to Illaoi, but I can't be close to her. Those tentacles just absolutely murder me. So I'm just trying to kite out in range, and then like Kate ult comes, and like if I had Sonya's here, I would have survived it. There we go. So it was good foresight, except not good enough execution. And then basically this should be Baron for them, but we see like 2 people bot lane, which is like the weirdest stuff ever. Then Vayne is here. They are standing on top of a ward still that they didn't clear. Vayne, of course, does do pretty good damage. Does get a kill off. Yasuo has teleport, so he comes in. Illaoi doesn't want to deal with that, so that's basically a double kill for Vayne. Not sure if we're going for Nash. I guess we're not. Of course, it would have been kind of risky. Of course, Nocturne is still bot lane. Like, he really should have been moving here. Like, if only like Yasuo and Vayne might be able to do it. Like, and he should be there for that. Then Vayne goes in for a couple more plays. Does get the brand killed. Does die to Illaoi again. Then of course Yasuo is split pushing again. And this man just does so much damage this game. So much work. Does really good damage to turrets as well. Like high attack speed is gonna get the turret. Nocturne is gonna try and ult in. Basically, Nocturne doesn't really do anything except for fear. Then of course Illaoi damage is ridiculous enough to kill Yasuo. And Nocturne is even cheeky enough to get the kill there. But that's like their entire base is open, but then like one inhibitor is even down. Tam is here at the Nashor clearing the wars. I cleared mid because mid was like heavily stacked against our turret. Wanna get, I think, my blue buff. Drake is also up. Nash is like the main objective you can't lose, but we have decent vision. And decent mobility, and I have my ult up, so we stand a chance of just dealing with all the other stuff before we go to Nash. Of course, Yasuo and Vayne are on top, so we don't really want to go and like face first into Nash. So we're just doing Drake. I don't want to smite this, basically because I want to have it for Nash, but I have to smite it because there's too much contest with like the other players. Then like Illaoi once again does way too much damage. Kaylin on the backline untouched, can't really do anything about it. You know, I just kite as well as I can, but I don't really do that much, basically. I do decent damage when I can just like constantly hit someone who's not Braum's shield. But that doesn't happen that much. And I can't be anywhere near Illaoi either. Basically though, we lost 2, but we got Drake. It's not super good, but it's not the end of the world. They have to back because their inhibitor turrets or Nexus turrets are almost falling. Vayne is just split pushing, killed Brent. And wow, Yasuo speed. And basically right now we have like all the damage threats up. The main damage threats, at least, like I think Tam and Illaoi do both do decent damage. Yasuo is just going super hand for like, well, basically anything. Since I'm here for backup, he does want to go in, and together we do pretty decent damage. But Illaoi does have ridiculous lifesteal as well. Illaoi goes for me, but has to retreat after Yasuo goes for his backline, and his backline can deal 2v1 with Yasuo. I can deal 1v3, but I do see Vayne is at the inhibitor, so you'll see me E in and disrupt some recalls. Tam is the same idea, follows up. Illaoi is also here, so we're gonna get some chase on. Don't really want to chase Illaoi personally, but I can like chase the rest. Vayne is like cutting him off on the other side. Brand has respawned, but he's not gonna be doing that much. Illaoi is here, like, but she's now also cut off. Didn't really get to go anywhere, but our Illaoi chasing her, and then got cut off in her own base. We do enough damage between the 3 of us and Vayne, guys, who survives quite long to take out the rest of the enemy team. I don't need my attack speed buff at this point anymore, because the enemy surrenders. Would probably have been GG anyway. So yeah, guys, that's it. AP Ezreal jungle, and no, I'm probably not. No, for sure, I'm not the first. I'm probably not the best either, but I hope you at least enjoyed. I hope maybe you saw something here that you can take away to your own games. I'll post the AP Ezreal Mid video in the comments if I think of it. Same for the runes and masteries. For now, like I said, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.